This, my friends, is the IG-75M Inter_Furence codename system from NCIXPC. It is available for $1999.99, and the concept here is that you will take home a mass-produced version of the same machine shown at a, special publicity stunt for a certain game that you may or may not have heard of. But if you're a gamer, you probably have, and you've been eagerly awaiting it. So what's the concept here, guys? This system, aside from this one, which is actually was used at the promotional, publicity stunt, aside from this one, the idea behind the mass-produced ones is that they're built with the latest in Corsair technologies, including the all-new 760T case, which we first saw at CES 2014 with its huge glass side panel on the left side, and then huge glass side panel on the right side, even though you can't really see that much through that one. So while the mass-produced ones won't have the super sexy vinyl wrapped artwork and custom painted fans and all that, they will still have the latest in Corsair technology, including their new 760T case, which we first saw at CES 2014, and H105 extra thick liquid cooler. It also has, and this is pretty cool, a BitFenix's Recon smartphone-enabled fan controller. So it ties into your system vitals, allowing remote monitoring and control with your smartphone or with the panel in the front. It comes with a load of games as well. So let's start with a tour of the outside of this case, beginning at the front. The 760T has, I'd say it's similar to Corsair's other Graphite series, even going back to the 600T, in that it has a plastic overall design, but it's optimized for ventilation. So the entire front of the case has got room for a couple 140mm fans, as well as a nice removable fan filter that would be easier for me to take out if I didn't have the case tilted back like this. There you go. And you can see that the limited edition one for the Ubisoft event actually has, I'm going to stop these, aw yeah, spray painted teal fans to match the rest of the system color scheme. I feel bad showing you guys stuff that you won't have, but hopefully I'm at least giving you guys ideas for what you can do with your system once you get it. We've got 3 5¼ bays, one of which has the BitFenix Recon in it, and then up here at the top, 2 USB 3.0 ports, 2 USB 2.0 ports, headphone and microphone jacks, as well as reset and power switches. We've also got a fan control button, but we're not going to be really doing much of anything with that because we have the Recon built into this particular system on the right-hand side. It's a little bit on the heavy side there. Just do this on camera. There we go. Aw, yeah. I love the way this case opens up completely. You can take it right off the hinges just like that if you want to, or you can just, open it up and do something really quickly, whatever you want. It's a very uniquely designed system. You can see there's lots of room for cable management back there, and this particular system has a lot of cables, so you're gonna need a lot of cable management room. It just closes with a little door just like there like that, and it's the same thing on the other side. You go ahead and open that baby right up to get easy access to your hardware. One of the easiest door opening mechanisms I've ever seen. On the top, you can install up to 3 120mm fans, and you can put 140mm fans in there should you so desire. There's lots of different mounting hole options, but only 2 of those 120mm fan mounts are being used with the finished gaming system. On the back, a 120 or a 140mm fan. I/O is taken care of by 4 USB 2.0 ports, a PS2 keyboard mouse combo port, USB BIOS flashback button. This is actually very handy if you ever brick your system in the middle of a BIOS update. Optical audio out, HDMI out, 4 USB 3.0 ports, gigabit Ethernet, 7.1 audio, and finally we've got 2 DVI ports, HDMI, and DisplayPort taken care of by the graphics card. The last thing to note about the outside of this system is that there's actually going to be an optical drive, so ASUS's latest optical drive will be behind the stealth drive bay, and you can go ahead and, of course, like any NCIXPC system, customize that however you see fit in terms of what you want inside it, even though, so that's not here now, but it would be in your system. So let's open this baby up. In terms of specs, we have some pretty high-end stuff going on in here. So it's got a Core i7 4770K okay, that's being cooled by that H105 liquid cooler. So the H105 uses fairly standard 1/4-inch tubing. Okay, it's got an Asetek design, etc., but where it really shines is in its thicker than normal radiator. So even though we were only able to get 2 fans on it in push, the performance is going to be better than what you can achieve with something like an H100i, simply because more surface area is more better when it comes to cooling applications. The motherboard is an Asus Z87 Hero board, so that's the entry-level ROG board, meaning you get things like, you know, a solid LAN implementation, you get things like a better onboard audio implementation, but you're missing some of the bells and whistles that you might see on the higher end boards, like, you know, built-in Wi-Fi, for example. So it's that bare minimum, but still great for gaming sort of class board, and it's of course got that sexy Asus ROG color scheme. We've got 16 gigs of Corsair Vengeance Pro memory, 120 gig SSD, it's a Corsair Neutron GTX, and we've got a 750 watt Corsair RM series power supply. It should be noted that the RM series is not necessarily the highest performance power supply lineup in Corsair's offerings, but what it is it is silence optimized. So they specifically selected components for it that will run extremely quiet, and that's not just the fan, but also random electrical noise as well. They wanted to keep that out of it, and the fan in there, speaking of the fan, doesn't even spin until the load ramps up to the point where it actually has to. For the graphics card, we've got an Asus GTX 770 DirectCU2 OC, so that's a factory overclocked card, and of course, like any GPU Boost 2.0 supporting card, it is going to perform better with better cooling, so it's great that you're going to have those massive heat pipes all over it to keep it running nice and frosty. And like most systems these days, it comes with Windows 8.1. Remember guys, some NCIXPC systems can be, well, they can all be configured, but some of them don't come with an OS out of the, out of the gate, and you got to add one, whereas with any of them, you could configure it to not have one or have one, or whatever the case may be. Maybe you want to run like SteamOS, who knows? So in terms, actually, this is something I didn't mention about the RM. One of the unique selling points of the RM is actually these really sexy cables that it has, with individually wired black flat cables that look absolutely outstanding. In fact, you could probably like barely see them. Alright, so let's move on to the freebies. The game comes with Assassin's Creed 4, Splinter Cell Blacklist, Total War Rome 2, Daylight, and $150 worth of in-game currency for Heroes of Newerth, Path of Exile, and Warface. That is a total value of like $325 based on Steam pricing as of right now. So that's it for NCIXPC this week, guys. Thank you for checking out this Watch Dogs optimized build, and if you think that's cool, apparently I'm holding it upside down, there we go. If you think that's cool, guys, you can own what is essentially going to be a replica of this very system, which will be featured at Ubisoft's event. Or I guess by the time this video comes out, will have been featured at Ubisoft's launch event for Watch Dogs. Guys, thank you for checking out this week's NCIXPC episode. Don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this from NCIX.com.